There are some things in this world that go way beyond human understanding. Things that cannot be explained, things that most people don't want to know about. That is where we come.
Do you know what the most frightening thing in the world is? It's fear.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'm afraid!
Don't be afraid!
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
It's all true. The boogeyman is real. And you found him.
And there's no more room in hell. The dead will walk here.
I see dead people.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
They're here.
Good evening and welcome back to Ghost
Frickin'
Talking.
That's right, Ghost Frickin' Talking, your paranormal podcast like none other. Back on the air, ladies and gentlemen, coming into your earwaves like a hummingbird.
Earwaves?
Earwaves, you know, with your ear, you got the earwaves, the sound coming into your ears and everything.
Our voices are like licking your ear.
Oh yeah. That's the sound of me licking your ear.
You know someone's gonna be like, that's not what I expected.
I'm licking your ear and not doing a gluck gluck. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. My name is Nick. I am your humble host, and you are.
I am Trenton.
And I am Newsroom Nessie.
Newsroom Nessie. Ladies and gentlemen, we haven't been on for a little while. It's been a couple weeks. Been a busy few weeks here. But if you guys can, make sure to subscribe here on YouTube.
And click that notification bell so you get notified when we push out a new video.
Also, make sure to check us out wherever you download your podcast. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I actually had a pretty good TikTok video out there that did some damage, ladies and gentlemen. Got over 100 likes this week.
It was pretty.
Moving on up.
And it didn't have anything to do with the paranormal.
Nope.
But fucking
superheroes.
We had superheroes like in the fucking street outside my house this weekend. Mm-hmm. It was fucking Iron Man, Black Widow, and Spider-Man were out just hanging out in the fucking front of the house.
If I was here, I would have been like, I'm out. Bye, guys. I'm going to go with me. I'm going to your party, dude. I'm meeting Spider-Man.
So check out all that fun stuff. If it's social media, we're usually trying to hit on it. Usually we start off our shows where we talk about some stuff that's been happening. Have you guys had any paranormal experiences? For the last few weeks, there has been a lot of activity, for me anyway, around this house. Mm-hmm. But we are going to also talk about, me and Nessie went to a paranormal investigation for Tinker Swiss Cottage over this past weekend.
Yep.
We were invited by the ladies at Haunted Rockford. So we got in there. We skidded in for free to check out how they handle and what they do at Tinker Swiss for public investigations. Because it's not like a closed investigation where it's like, heavy duty. This is what we're doing. To the T's. It's basically like an introduction for people that want to come in and learn about investigating and
and who's just curious about
cutting
it,
their teeth on it a little bit.
Yeah, and it's cool to give them kind of an opportunity to learn new stuff. And you're welcome to bring your own gear.
So we'll dive into that a little bit more. And we're going to close the show off with a kind of a uplifting story for the paranormal. A guy just bowled a perfect game. He bowled a 300 using the ashes of his dad in his bowling ball.
That's pretty cool.
And it's actually almost kind of local to here. So we'll talk about that.
That's cool.
Where the fuck did you go?
Oh, Cat was eating something. Sorry, guys.
I'm like, oh, well, we're just doing a fucking podcast
no.
here, and you just got up and left.
No, sorry. I love you guys, but I can't. I don't want the cat to die.
Hey, so, gonna start off the show here. We're gonna talk a little bit about the paranormal activity that I've had happen here. A couple weeks ago, because I think it's been probably about 3 weeks now.
It's been a while.
Since we last did a podcast.
I don't remember.
Me and the kids were sitting around the house, had all the lights off, and we were doing hide and go seek in the dark, because the kids like to play hide and go seek in the dark.
Oh, yeah. I remember this.
And I actually was hiding in the bathroom, and Bella, my 6-year-old, was trying to find me, and I could hear her she thought she found me inside my bedroom, because she goes, "Dad, I know you're back there, you just grabbed my leg." And then she kind of like looked behind the chair that's in my bedroom, and I wasn't there, but she felt something grab her leg, and she come running out of the bedroom,
like almost like screaming, almost, because like I was there because I was already found, and I was sitting on the couch, and then I just hear, "I found you," or something like that, because you grabbed me. And then she comes, this face was like pure terrified, because, you know, kids, Bella likes to joke around saying, "Oh, it was the ghost," or anything like that. But no, this is like pure terrified. Like something actually grabbed her foot, because I heard her say, "I found you," and everything like that, but nothing was there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I knew you were in the bathroom, and she was pure terrified and everything like that. So I can fully vouch for her, I guess.
Yeah, she had that look of terror, like when we were in your bedroom that one night, and something like grabbed a hold of her shirt and kind of snapped it back on her.
Yeah.
She had that kind of look of, pure terror.
Yeah, like that, "Oops, I'm about to die" type of.
Was the cat around? Do you think maybe she brushed up against the cat or something?
No, I had the cats with me. Well, Peach was in her room, not her room, but Logan's room, and Oreo was with me.
Yeah, it was really creepy. And the thing is that a lot of people ask me all the time, how could you, live in that house and have your kids terrified all the time? I'm like, my kids aren't terrified all the time from him. It's just these instances where, you're expecting one thing and you get another.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because, like, I used to be, like, afraid to, like, even go into my room alone at a certain point. And this was, like, just after, like, the whole race car incident and everything like that. And then you just kind of, like, after that, you're like, what's the worst that can happen at this point?
Right.
By toys come to life.
It's like Toy Story.
Yeah, it's Toy Story right there. Well, another experience that has happened is you were here. You were working here with me one day because you were working from home. I'm working home from now on. COVID has got me to work at home forever now.
Yeah, I'm pretty jealous.
Yeah, lucky enough for that. But we were sitting here, and all of a sudden, the front door opened up, and it was locked.
It was.
Yeah, because that door was fully closed, and it just opened up, and like the actual handle of the door was locked. Like you can't turn the door handle. And this has happened multiple times now.
Yeah, it's happened a few times.
She didn't believe us the first time, and then it actually happened to her.
No, I'm not saying I don't believe you. It's just I don't have all the facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because one of the older stories we have here is I don't know if I told you, my sister used to pick up the kids from school and drop them here at the house. And one day she came and the front door was wide open.
Yeah, you did mention that.
And I know for damn sure I'd locked that door and shut the door and everything. And she came in the house and looked around and make sure no one was robbing shit from the house. And
or hiding
nothing was missed or whatever. But later that night, I did a spirit box session, just because that's what you do when you live in a haunted house and you want to talk to somebody. And I asked it, I'm like, did you open up my door today?
Yeah.
And it came across on a spirit box and said, I did it.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and it was the same voice, and it came across and said the name. What was it? Kevin? Michael.
I don't remember.
I don't remember who it was, but it's your guardian angel guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Steve?
Oh, yeah, Steve. Yeah.
You don't remember your own guardian angel's name?
I don't
You should
remember
be
what I had for
ashamed of
breakfast
yourself.
this morning.
Yeah, this guy is my straight D student. Come on, he doesn't remember shit.
At least I'm straight.
Yeah, straight.
Maybe.
Yeah. But the thing is, he's straight for that D.
He is.
He's like, Dad, I have to have all the D's.
He's on that D.
He's like, I was disappointed I got one C. I wanted a whole lot of D's.
There's no winning. I just gotta accept defeat for that one.
But another weird experience, because like I said, it's just been a lot of weird stuff. Plus there's been stuff, throughout the house, creaking and everything. Just the other night, I was sitting watching TV. Mm-hmm. You didn't come over that night because you weren't feeling well. Mm-hmm. And I was watching TV in the bedroom, and I had thought the cat was sitting next to like the doorway area. I got kind of like a little walkway,
right?
Like a hallway type of deal, but there's a wall for the closet.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the full. It looked like a shadow. And I just thought it was a cat sitting there. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing just sitting there being a weirdo, like looking at me, right? And then I kind of went back to watching TV, and then I kind of looked back over again. I'm like, because then it started clicking in my head. I'm like, that's no fucking cat right there. Because it was a little bit taller than the cat. It was probably about, I don't know, 1.5 foot off the ground. Mm-hmm. And I kind of looked at it, and it had kind of like a silhouette of a body. And then I kind of like lunged forward a little bit, and it kind of like went away.
It's a tiny person.
Right?
It's an Oompa Loompa.
It's an Oompa Loompa.
It's the leprechaun.
It's the leprechaun,
We were just watching that.
Right, I was just watching that the other night.
Yeah,
so
it came out of the, It like manifested from your wall.
Yeah, so I haven't seen shadow creatures that small before, because usually the shadow creatures we see here, we have a tall man. Mm-hmm. We call him the tall man. And then we have
clever.
And he's also usually seen with like a smaller shadow, like a kid's shadow.
Oh, there you go.
Which we actually thought, because I'm not saying that's anything, but there's been one person that died. We don't know if he died in the house, but he died while owning the house, from the records that I saw. And he was the pastor for a children's home here in town.
So what are you saying?
He's sticking his wicked?
Yeah. I'm not saying, but I'm just...
You think he like killed boys here from
No,
the
I'm not-
home?
no.
Is there gonna be ghosts of children here?
No, I'm not saying that he killed children here, but is there a possibility that he did things?
Took them on a picnic?
Oh yeah. Yeah, took him to the
Molested little boys?
Hey, you said it, not me.
I'm trying to get it out of you here.
No, because I just don't want to, not knowing the facts, but, you kind of see, there's been one person that's died while owning this house, and he was a pastor for little kids, and then you see a shadow, like a man shadow with a little kid shadow. Or whether...
Could be a son.
Or, maybe he's a good ghost that helps kids pass over. You never know.
He could carry on his, if he was a legit pastor. He's still doing the good things in the afterlife.
Yeah. Well, is it pastors that diddle little kids? Or is that... Or am I thinking wrong? Priests.
Yeah, you're thinking of priests.
Well, pastors and priests. I don't know what the fuck's the difference. I'm not religious at all, so
clearly.
I just know that there was a rash of things where the priests were doing bad things to little kids, and that's the first thing that pops in your head, isn't it?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. Well, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen out there in podcast land, if you are still listening to this podcast. But
I can see the correlation, but yeah. I mean, it could be anything. You know, it could be a little boy. Ghosts don't necessarily have to live in the house that they reside in, correct?
No.
Maybe he's harboring the devil.
No, I think your
demon.
ghosts are just
I don't
pull
think
pranks on
yeah,
you.
yeah.
and
There's
just
there's
get
nothing
shits and giggles.
Yeah, I don't feel there's anything malevolent in this house.
No, I don't get an evil feeling. I don't feel like bad energy here. I don't feel like negative energy. So
Okay. Because it could be kind of a good leeway into going into talking about the Tinker Swiss Cottage stuff.
yes.
All right. When you come into this house,
Mm-hmm.
do you feel there's an energy here? Do you feel like there's something haunting here?
No.
When you went into Tinker Swiss Cottage, did you get a feeling there?
No, not when I walked in, but there was one room upstairs where it just felt a little weird, but that was it.
Have you ever been to Hidden Treasures?
No.
We gotta take her.
Yeah.
Because once you walk into that, that's like walking into like heavy like vibes.
Yeah, if you guys don't know what Hidden Treasures is, I don't know if it's nationwide or anything, but it's like a secondhand store where people go in and they rent stations and they sell, old antiques and shit. And you could definitely tell the eerie feeling walking in, like a heavy feeling of all these past energies and everything that's in that store.
I'm okay. This is just me like saying it over and over again after I said it once before. Going into, like this house. Yes, you get vibes, but you don't get the vibes, like the heavy vibes. Unlike walking into Tinker Swiss, right?
Yeah.
I think it's because, first of all, it's a way, way, way older house than this, right? This is like 10 years, and that's like over 100, right?
Yeah.
But energy, wood, combination.
Yeah, well, that's because it's had all those years of, soaking up all the energies of the family, that passed through there for how many years, and then all of a sudden now it's a landmark where people are passing through all the time.
Yeah.
So you have all this energy that's building up in it. But I do have to say the energy felt different this time around than it did, was it 2-3 years ago I was there? Mm-hmm. The energy wasn't as heavy at Tinker Swiss this time around as I was back in the day.
Do you think it's because of what you were going into, and it's
like
not
I have
as
familiarity with it now?
Yeah, you've gone to it many of times, right?
Yeah.
You're just getting used to it because I've only went there like once in my life, and that's the only time I've ever been there was for the little women thing, and yes, that was very, very heavy. So, plus then again, it was morning, and everyone was there, so I was more focused on that, less of like, oh, let me try to focus on the energy. But yes, you can definitely feel it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to acclimate Vanessa or Newsroom Nessie here of I want her to have that experience. I want her to feel that energy, but you just don't feel it at all. Do you feel that you're kind of turned off to it, or you just feel like
I'm not like turned off to it. I'm open towards all kinds of experiences, but I just don't. I can't say I walk in there and I feel anything different.
No, because we,
Because
What?
I'm a joke.
What's the joke?
She knows what being turned off feels like.
Yeah, every day she's with me. But no, but because I was all amped, I wanted you to feel that energy because I'm like, oh, I know, Tinker Swiss has it all and this and that, and when we walked into the house, we walked into the basement for the first time.
Correct.
We didn't walk through the main
The front
house
door.
at first because what they do with these public investigations like this, they split teams up into 3 teams. They take one team in the basement, one team to the top of the house, and one team stays and investigates the barn. Well, we were team B, so we went to the basement first. And as soon as I walked through that basement, I'm like, fuck, I don't feel the energy. And then I was like, fuck, Vanessa's not going to get this feel, that initial feel. Do you feel different from when you walked into the basement to when you walked into the fountain area?
No.
No, nothing. Because I still felt the energy. It wasn't as intense, but the energy was still in that fountain area.
No, I can't say I felt anything different. I don't know.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a hard-nosed investigator that won't be afraid to go to anything,
well, it's not. It's not that I don't know. I don't know.
you have no fear. There's ice water that flows through your veins.
No, I wouldn't say that, but no, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not as empathic as you. Empathetic?
Yeah, because a lot of people don't or can't feel the vibes as much as anyone else can. Because, I would say are trained, I guess, to feel those vibes since we've
lived in it for almost 20 years now. So,
and then going from not even thinking about ghosts or anything like that to slowly getting into it, or starting to believe more, or starting to go try to feel these vibes or anything like that, you're still gotta train. I feel like we're still training, I guess.
Oh yeah, we're not hardcore people like a Dave Schrader or a Zach Baggins that are in these kind of situations over and over and over again. But we definitely have that ingrainedness now, because before we bought this house, I never fucking really believed in this kind of shit until it started happening, and then I opened up my third eye. I'm not talking about my penis, but my third eye, to where, I was opening myself up to this stuff, and I'm allowing it into my life. And I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if maybe it's because I don't want to force it. I don't want to make something be there that it's not, just because I want to experience it. Maybe that's why I'm a little more reluctant, but
so are you open to it?
Well, of course I am.
How do we back me up here?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No. I'm totally open. I'm willing to, experience all kinds of things. It's not like I don't believe it, where I'm cut off to it and, that kind of thing. But
you just have more of the logical thinking behind it, and
well, maybe that, but also too, there was a lot of people there, so there was a lot of commotion. We weren't just there by ourselves. That would probably be a completely different vibe to it.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to say, because you talked about having 3 different groups, right?
Yeah, there was, probably 10 people roughly in each group.
Yeah, because you only went there with that one group, right?
Yeah, it was only, probably about 10, 12 people to begin with.
And I went there with 5 different people in my group, right? Maybe the bigger group, the bigger the energy is off, because everyone's there, and, you don't have that big vibe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, it's a possibility. But going back into how they had this thing all set up, let's just basically go from the start. We get there. They always start in the barn area, where they talk, introduce themselves and stuff like that. And, I introduced myself to it was Ghost Head Soup, was the investigation team. And, they seem like pretty cool guys.
Yeah.
Very chill guys. They're not they're not trying to be the next Zach Baggins or something like that. They're, just kind of chill, laid back, and, just kind of even flow guys. And then, there was Kathy Crystal, Sarah, Eric. I'm not going to say air quotes, but I'm air quoting, the medium, just because I am not a believer in the medium.
Poo on mediums.
Poo on mediums. Nothing against Sarah. Sarah's cool as fuck, but I am still skeptical on the whole medium-ish thing. And
But
then,
Bigfoot's real. Yeah. Keep going.
Oh, well, thanks guys for watching. We're gonna leave it there.
I'm the one that says Bigfoot isn't real.
Oh, sorry, Mothman.
Mothman's real.
Yeah.
Mothman is 100% real. Bigfoot, nah. we just went on a fucking like an
We were
hour
talking
conversation about
the other
that.
day,
About was it last week or the week? And I'm like, man, you're being really mean to me.
No, I was just trying to get your point of view, how you think a giant man with wings flies around, and that's more
Believable.
realistic and believable than Bigfoot, and it just doesn't
Yeah.
mesh.
I get it. Yeah, we all believe in what we want to believe
Oh, absolutely. I'm not judging you. I was just trying to understand your logic.
in. So we had them, and then I forgot what her name was. The like docent or whatever of
Yeah, the curator
the
of
curator
the museum.
of the museum.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
always
she's cool.
Yeah, I forget her name,
I
but
always forget her name. And I'll go and I'll touch on that a little bit later because we've on a past episode we've raked her across the coals when she did a
the dowsing rods.
dowsing
Oh, that
rods.
was her.
Yeah, that was her.
Gotcha.
But she's cool though. I really like her, and she's very informational. But I don't believe in the dowsing rods.
Dude,
Yeah. So
I actually. All right, so she did a dowsing.
So yeah, we went upstairs. It was the last group because the upstairs was the last one. So we went up there and it was in the red room, and she had dowsing rods, and they're like perfectly moving, asking all these questions, like, oh, thank you, being all polite, and they're like moving on command basically. And of course, I don't see her like moving her hands or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, do you want to try them?" And maybe she gave them to you because she knows that you poo-pooed on her.
Well, this is how it went. She was sitting there asking questions and stuff with it, and they're jumping all around.
Right. Yeah.
Right. They're
Totally
perfectly
working.
going.
Yep.
And then she's like, "Should I give these to somebody here?"
Yeah,
And she
who should I give these
Who
to?
should
And
I
they
give them to? And then
point
it was
to
like,
Nick.
and all of a sudden they pointed to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck? I'll try this,
Yeah.
right? So I'm holding them, and nothing's happening.
They moved a couple times to a couple questions, but definitely nothing like
Nothing
what was
like-
happening when she had them in her hands.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's all like, well, they need to learn your energy and like, all these, whatever. But
Yeah, I
it's hard to believe because they can be manipulated
Yeah,
so
there's-
freaking easy.
I will believe dowsing rods if humans don't hold them, or any living creature per se or anything that can truly
that could control it.
just sit it on a table. Right?
Yeah, is there any way we can rig something up to where these handles just kind of slide into something, and then have it sit on a table and have it do its own thing?
Yeah, I'm sure you could.
Or do you have to have the human energy?
You need to have the energy. That would be my guess.
Because I'll admit, I did kind of move my hands a little bit to see if I could manipulate them.
Mm-hmm.
And slight movements of your hand will manipulate them.
Yeah.
Because they kind of swung open and were kind of rest against my shoulder, so I kind of
Well, it's all like pressure,
Yeah.
kind of squeeze them a little together, and then you're going to get that,
Yeah.
force to kind of, bring them back together. Yeah, so I don't necessarily, I don't like them.
Yeah,
I don't.
I have to throw dowsing rods out.
Yeah.
And and I get it. It's I don't want to say it's a parlor trick, but it's good entertainment because you've seen the people that were there.
Oh yeah.
Totally green to this thing, and they're like, holy fuck. Those things are actually talking to us, right? And I get it, and that's exactly what Kathy's trying to get across with these things that she does for Haunted Rockford. She gives people these experiences that they probably wouldn't have had any other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I don't really like dowsing rods, but yes, you have to truly understand it from a not entrepreneur, like an owner of a marketing standpoint. There we go. I can't figure out that word, but from a marketing standpoint, you have to have dinosaurs on your dinosaur ride. Otherwise, nobody's going to pay to see those dinosaurs.
Yeah, they're making that $40 ticket worth it, like Ghosts on Demand,
Yeah, because when we were
Gotta give 'em something.
when we were up in the Red Room too, they did a spirit box session and nothing. Well, I can't say nothing came across because I heard demon come across something.
I didn't hear that.
Something
But you
came
have better
across
ears.
there and said demon, like, and then she would ask another question and demon, and I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, this fucking thing is saying demon, and I didn't want to freak people out up there and be like, oh, that motherfucker's saying
Because that
demon.
little
You're
girl,
like, oh,
the
guys.
younger girl, was kind of freaked out about some stuff.
She was freaked out as it was, and I didn't want to be like, you know what, guys, there's something up here saying demon. But nothing really came across the spirit box up there.
I hear their voice say zoo.
But wasn't too much activity because we started off in the basement. The only thing that kind of was weird with the basement is that remember when we were at Grandma's house investigating, and all of a sudden inside the bag, the spirit box turned on by itself?
Yeah.
Happened to us in the basement.
Really?
At
I
Tinker
was holding
Swiss.
the bag, and then all of a sudden, it's we hear this noise, and I'm like, "What the fuck? I didn't touch anything."
Was it the same device?
Yes, it was the SB11.
Huh.
Yeah, it turned itself on in the bag.
So, what you're saying is that we could undebunk what happened at Grandma's house then?
I'm just saying this has happened twice now.
So, that is...
But was it working downstairs after? Because you said you tried to turn it off or something.
No, I tried, because I took it out of the bag, I turned it off. And then he's like, well, the guy that was down there, I forgot his name, he's like, well, maybe we should, just let
Keep
it
it
run,
on,
right?
yeah.
So I tried to turn it on, and the batteries just died. And I changed those batteries right before we left
Yeah.
here. Huh. So brand new set of batteries died.
Yeah, so it
Inside
didn't
the
work.
basement.
And then at the end of the night, once we got in the car,
Yeah.
I threw the bag in the back seat. Well, not like literally threw it, but
Yeah,
I put
she
it in the back
she
seat,
sat-
and then we're sitting in the front, and it turned on.
Yeah. It turned on in the back seat.
So, it turned on twice.
Yeah, it turned
by
on twice.
itself.
Yeah.
Because,
So we thought it was dead, though, after the first time.
So, something in there didn't, it wanted to talk to you, and then you turned it off. He's like, oh, fine. I just don't want to talk to you guys. I see how it is. No, now you want to talk to me. I see what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was
Crazy.
really weird. But that was the only thing that really happened down in the basement. I kind of filmed down the hallway.
Yeah.
To see if I could get anything, because he said things
He
pop in
says
and
he
out.
sees people kind of peek around the corners of the rooms back there.
Yeah, and I didn't see anything, on the camera, and I went back and looked at the evidence. I didn't see anything. But and nothing blipped on the K2. We had the K2 on for a little bit. Nothing happened there. So, the basement was absolutely nothing for us except for, the spirit box turning on and not being able to turn that on.
Well, there was a guy that did have, he had a spirit box.
Oh yeah, he was running. He says a SB11 wasn't an SB11.
No, it was much smaller.
Yeah, he had an SB7, which is only the one radio instead of the dual radio.
But it was
with
pretty
this.
quiet for some reason, so he was only able to hear it because he had to put it up to his ear. So he said there was a few things said here and there, but
I don't like the SB with the only one-way radio, because that's just too much radio blips.
Yeah, because
music
if
and
you
trucker stuff.
if you hear something, you're just going one way. Unlike the SB11, which you can have the two radios scanning
go
different
both ways.
Go both ways. Heyo. But you're less likely to get radio bleed because you're not gonna get just straight on words like the one radio does.
Yeah, because he probably could have heard just radio interference.
Actually, his radio was picking up on some stuff in the barn, so we'll get to that.
I do like the barn. I do believe that the barn is haunted as well. Did you feel any energy in that?
I felt energy in the barn, and I was gonna get to that. You're jumping ahead of my
Sorry.
fucking thing in here, bro.
Sorry, I was just commenting on everything else.
So let's wrap up the basement. Okay, the other thing I tried to use was my
Recorder.
voice recorder.
Yes.
My voice recorder wouldn't turn on. Well, it would turn
I
on.
noticed you were having issues with it.
Yeah, it would turn on, but it would say it was locked. But I moved the lock button up and down. And there's no problem. I used it here in the kitchen, and just to check to make sure, because I changed the batteries and made sure it was recording and everything. Everything was fine when we left here. That was fine when we left here. The spirit box was fine when we left here. But we got down in that basement, and the voice recorder would not work, and the SB11 stopped working.
Yeah.
So
That is some Brady. Everything's just coming together, dude. Like, that is pretty sick.
Right?
That is more than just a coincidence.
So that was the weird thing that happened in the basement. Basically, they gave you like 20 minutes or a little bit more than 20 minutes in each location. So we left there, and I turned on the eye obelisk, because the eye obelisk didn't say anything the whole time we were down there either.
Right.
And while we were leaving, the guy goes, "Well, I hope we have everyone." And then the eye obelisk said, for the first time, it said entire. So it was like we walked out and we had the entire group. So the ghost was telling them,
got 'em all.
We got the entire group. So that was the first time the eye obelisk said anything while we were there. So we walked over to the barn. The barn was our second stop. So we started investigating the barn, and I was kind of disheartened a little bit because Kathy and Sarah like talked the entire time while we were down there, so it was hard to try to hear anything.
Yeah.
But the guy was walking around with his SB7, and multiple times we heard meows come through his speaker.
Yeah.
And so we thought there was a cat spirit. I've never heard a meow or anything like that come, but it happened multiple times while we were down there.
Maybe it's a ghost just fucking with you.
Maybe it's a cougar. He's going meow. Meow.
Well, it was a barn, so it very well could be.
Could have been a barn cat. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a pretty good.
Animals
Yeah.
are alive just like us, so.
But I still have to show you guys the footage. But it was the guy and his daughter were going around. They were really getting into it. And I love seeing the little girl kind of warm up to it a little bit, and she's walking around with her K2 meter, trying to get blips here or there.
Yeah.
And,
How old is this girl?
I don't know.
Maybe 13, 14.
Yeah.
She's a little,
Yeah, she's younger.
Yeah.
It was very interesting because only 2 times the entire night I got an orb that came through, and they were both down in the basement. One was when
In the barn.
Well, yeah, in the barn. One was over by the kitchen area because I was trying to check something out, and I seen something kind of shoot out. But the one that impressed me the most was when they were crawling around on the floor looking for this fucking cat ghost, right?
They were crawling on the floor.
Well, the girl
looking-
was she's like taking her meter and trying to find.
I mean, yeah, I can totally see that. That's pretty good.
But this was really cool because I'm like filming them, just seeing, just kind of watching them.
Yeah.
And an orb comes and shoots like kind of right in front of me, goes like kind of like shoots in front of me, stops, and then goes forward and shoots to the ground and hits her meter. And as soon as it hits her meter goes off.
Whoa, that is sick. That is like undebunkable.
Yeah,
evidence.
it was crazy, and it's beautiful too because I slowed down the photo. I went frame by frame. You could see through this orb because there was a table there, and you could see the outline of the table legs through the orb. So it wasn't a bug,
Yeah.
and it wasn't dust because you wouldn't be able to see through dust.
Yeah.
you could definitely, because it kind of like elongated itself too in different frames. Like when it like came through, stopped, and then turned, it like elongated itself across Kathy, because Kathy was sitting there. It elongated across Kathy and then shot over to the girl and then hit that meter and made it go off.
How come Kathy didn't be like, oh yeah, that's just the ghost?
You mean Sarah?
Yeah, Sarah, whatever. You said it went past person, so.
Yeah. Yeah. So nobody's seen it. I seen it because I had the full spectrum on. So no one's seen this orb by themselves, but I caught it on camera, and I will post that on our YouTube channel, and I'll also put it on our Facebook and Instagram too as well. It's pretty interesting. Grab, I think that was probably the best evidence we had there the entire night. Besides our shit kind of malfunctioning.
Yeah.
But that was like one of the whoa. That was my whoa moment for the night.
Yeah.
When that happened.
I'm telling you, there's something in that barn.
Yeah, because the earlier group said that there was like locks rattling on the walls down there. Nothing happened like that. I did get poked. It felt like I got a needle stuffed in the back of my neck.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Well, I was down there in the barn area, and I'm trying to not touch myself so I could, because I love touching myself, everyone, right? But I tried not to touch my neck, and I tried to get you to look at it. And you're like, I don't fucking see anything.
Yeah, there was nothing there.
But for the rest of the night, it felt like
something was there.
Something was there in my neck, like kind of like a sliver type of thing in my neck. And even when we came home that night, you could see that was just a little irritated. But that was the barn, and then to close out the night, we went upstairs
to the red room. Yeah,
to the red room, and then we talked about the dowsing rods and stuff. But I think the most impactful thing for me up there was when I felt like something bum rushed me while we were standing in the main bedroom. That made my hair stand on end. Because it was just you and me in that master bedroom. And you heard it, and I heard it, and it sounded like something was coming up behind me. And I kind of like turned around, and nothing was there, but you could definitely feel that there was like a heavy energy when that happened to me.
Did you feel the energy?
No.
She did not feel the energy, but you heard it. You can't tell me.
I can't confirm or deny it because I don't remember. I don't remember specifically what you're talking about when you say you felt bum rushed.
We were standing in the master bedroom. And
I know we were standing in there.
And we were kind of standing by the doorway for the library.
Yes.
And we were standing there, and it was the only moment that I was filming, and I kind of like turned around. I was like, what was that? And it sounded like somebody was walking up behind me, but there was nobody there.
I don't remember.
I don't know how you don't remember that. Because then we tried to say, was it the floorboards? Because you're like,
the squeaking. Yeah, okay, now the squeaking. Okay, well, when you say bum rush, that was the first time you described it that way. So I'm like, wait a minute, am I thinking of the same thing? Because you didn't describe it that way.
No.
So
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, it felt like somebody was coming up on me. Bum rushing me, man.
I just heard the floor squeak.
All right.
No, I remember what you're talking about.
Because my hair got on end, and that's when I know when there's energy, because I could feel the hairs on my arm, they kind of like raise. And we've had plenty of instances, even you've felt it, like even here, to where you'll be just standing there, and all of a sudden the hairs on your arms will just kind of stand on end because of the energy being in your
the electricity.
But that was the only thing up in the
like upstairs.
Upstairs.
Yeah, there was just like a other creepy room.
No.
But other than that, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was our night at Tinker Swiss. Now, would you actually go in and these are cool things that they allow like the public to come in and do.
Mm-hmm.
Would you actually go in and do like a full-on investigation?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Because you look like you fell asleep in the barn.
Well, when I'm sitting in the chair in the dark, I'm just trying to like listen for stuff. Obviously, can't really see anything. I was just kind of,
Okay.
zoning out.
All right.
So what if I closed my eyes for a few minutes? Like,
I'm like, and I thought it was a demon, but it was actually news from Nessie snoring.
stop it. I didn't fall asleep. I just had my eyes closed for a minute or two.
I think that's a thing that we have to do within the next year.
Well, like I said, I reached out to Tinker Swiss, and they said that we can actually set up a date. So we need to sit down and find a date that we can actually get in there, and we'll get like a private tour of it, and then we can investigate for a little bit, and then we'll set up our stuff and actually record the podcast in Tinker Swiss. So that's what I want to plan on doing. And I was thinking also if there's ever a time that they needed someone to come in and like MC, kind of like these Ghost Hunter guys did. If they need somebody to come in while they just do one of their paranormal tours, have us go in there and do our spew, on everything, and lead through or whatnot. So
I could totally lead a group, dude.
So and while we were there, one guy's like, "I would never stay the night in this place." I'm like, "I would."
Like,
Yeah, I don't think I would have a problem staying, like spending the night in that place.
no, yeah, I don't know if I would be able to spend in it alone.
oh heck no.
But I'm not saying I would have a whole group of people. Like if it was just you and me,
Right.
like we would just. Oh hell! No, I'm just saying, if it was just the three of us.
Yay!
But I did remember something when Kathy was talking about the rules of do's and don'ts when you're on this tour in the place.
Yes.
She goes, I don't know why I have to say this, but she goes, it had happened, so I have to say this. She goes, do not fuck each other.
Well, she
during
didn't
the
say
tour.
fuck each other, but she said like, no. What did she say? Like,
She said no intercourse or
she didn't say intercourse.
She said something like that.
She didn't.
She said, well,
She just said
basically,
keep your hands off each other.
so basically, she said no fucking on tour because somebody caught somebody doing the hibbity dibbity during one of their investigations.
Where?
Maybe in a room they snuck off. In a closet.
Well, you have those people that are like the adrenaline junkies for sex, like
Exhibitionists.
Exhibitionists is where like you do it like out in public areas and trying not to get caught.
How do you know about this?
Well, guys, thanks guys for watching.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny when she was running down the rules.
Yeah.
She like,
apparently it's happened where she's had to.
I'm like, really? I'm like, you got footage of this? Like, what the hell's the deal? Yeah, so that's going on our OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, trying not to get caught.
Yeah. The Ghost Freaking Talking OnlyFans is having sex and everything haunted.
Oh no, step bro.
Oh no, step bro. Oh, this is a haunted washing machine. Oh no, step bro.
Alrighty then.
All right, guys. What we're gonna do is that we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll come back with a quick story about an uplifting story of a guy,
A bowling ball.
a bowling ball. All right, guys. So make sure to check out our merch shop. We are all wearing merch here tonight, as you guys can see. I am wearing a t-shirt. Nessie's wearing a t-shirt, and he is wearing the awesome hoodie.
Yeah.
Ghost Freaking Talking. So stay tuned right after this plug for our merch. So follow the link and order your very own Ghost Freaking Talking merch. Many colors and designs are available. You can even get coffee cups and dog bandanas. All right, guys, so welcome back to Ghost Freaking Talking. Make sure to go and get your awesome Ghost Freaking Talking gear. And like I said, if you guys go out and get yourself some Ghost Freaking Talking gear and post a picture on any kind of social and tag us, and take a picture, let us know or whatever through our email, which is
ghostft@yahoo.com.
what's that?
ghostft@yahoo.com.
Yes, and when you guys post that, send me your guys' information. I'll send you out a Ghost Freaking Talking sticker and keychain.
Just yeah, just saying, guys, get these hoodies, man. They are insane.
I've lived in my Ghost Freaking Talking hoodie for the last 2 years now, so
yeah, like
I actually had to get a second one because I wore the first one out. So I've got 2 hoodies now because that's how much I love those freaking hoodies. They're freaking awesome.
And just saying, guys, these hoodies are super, super soft. I sleep in them.
Yeah, and that's all I sleep in is my hoodie, and my dingle just hangs out.
Yeah.
But speaking of dingle, go and check out Mr. Hinkle Jaws.
I love that.
There you go, Kevin. There you go. That's a great segue.
That's a great segue. Go and check out Mr. Hinkle Jaws. He actually did a picture for us. I don't know if we talked about it. Did
no,
you send
because
that?
I saw a picture on Instagram. We didn't talk about it because it's within that.
He actually sent us our very first fan picture, fan art.
Yeah.
Of us doing the podcast. He even has Newsroom Nessie in the Spread Shop newsroom. If you guys don't know what Spread Shop is, that's where you can go get our merch. We forgot to plug Spread Shop in the beginning of the show.
But I do have to comment. He put leaves. I laughed. I was like, dang it, Kevin.
Yeah, he had you thinking about leaves.
Giraffes would have been good too.
It was one time.
It was funny because he did, because Kevin, if you guys go and check out Mr. Hinkle Draws on YouTube, every Friday he does a drawing doodle stream where he draws people's suggestions. And last week was animals, and he did a giraffe in honor of you.
Oh.
Thank you, Kevin. I don't know whether to feel honored or to be like, God.
But what I find funny about him adding, you thinking of leaves in that picture, that was a throwback to the very first episode we did.
It was one episode. I was being skeptical.
So you and your rustling leaves. But yeah, so thanks, Kevin, for that. Go and check out his Etsy shop at Etsy Shop, Mr. Hinkle Draws. He's got some awesome stickers, and I believe he's going to be starting to hit the con circuit with his art, and he will be at a horror con in Connecticut.
We're going, right?
Well, it's actually the weekend of Halloween, so I don't know if that's something
I don't think your dad's gonna miss Halloween.
Yeah. So unfortunately, if it was earlier than that weekend of Halloween, we probably would have done it. But he's gonna be there with it's the guy that owns the Warrens Museum. He's gonna be there with Annabelle and some other trinkets.
Cool.
And our friends, the Heinzens, are gonna be there as well. I saw.
Cool.
The owners of the Conjuring House.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is Kevin's going to get us autographs of everyone there,
Yeah, and I want Kevin to go and touch Annabelle.
But she's in a box.
Boxes can be opened.
We're talking about the doll.
You think Kevin's going to open the box?
Yeah, right.
I'll maybe take a picture of it for you, but I don't think he's going to touch it.
I wonder if... Well, I've seen pictures of Annabelle, but there's like that Robert the Doll that you have to ask permission to take his picture, otherwise he haunts you.
Oh, really? I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
that one I do believe. It's 100%. Like that's a very haunted doll.
Yeah, so he's got that going on. So go and support our buddy Kevin Hinkle Jaws because he is just a fucking awesome dude.
Yeah, he's.
And speaking of Hinkle, this actual story that we're going to read. The guy's last name is Hinkle. I wonder if any relations here, Kevin? And this comes from the New York Post. Man fills bowling ball with father's ashes, then rolls a perfect game.
Nice.
Big ups to this bowler in the sky. Following the death of his father, John Hinkle Sr., son John Jr., a two-time NCAA bowling champion, laced up to play one of the luckiest games of his life on April 12th. Using a ball that had been custom made with the ashes of his dad, the 39-year-old Western Illinois University bowler set out to bowl the perfect game as a tribute, bringing his brother Joe with him to their hometown alley, Landmark Lanes in Peoria, Illinois. Big ups to Peoria. That's probably what, like hour and a half, 2 hours from here?
I think it's a little more than that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's close. It's Illinois. So we hail from Illinois. After the elder Hinkle died in 2016, John decided to honor his father by having the thumb hole of his ball filled with his dad's ashes. At first, I was like, why the fuck are you filling in your thumb hole?
Oh, he's going to drill a new one.
No. He is a two-handed bowler, and the technique allows him to only use the two fingers of the ball.
Yeah, that's smart.
He doesn't
Use the thumb.
He doesn't use the thumb, so he was going to have the thumb filled in.
Gotcha.
I was talking to my brother and told him I'm shooting a 300 with this ball. Hinkle, a Peoria public school counselor, said to WMBD TV, and Joe said, "Do it. Do it for Dad. Do it for Daddy."
I get a question though.
What?
You said he's like a 2-time or 3-time NCAA champion or something like that, right? He's probably bowled multiple 300s before.
Dude, there you go, jumping the fucking story again.
Sorry.
Just shut your mouth.
Okay.
All right. John Hinkle Jr., a NCAA champion bowler, had the thumb hole of his bowling ball filled with his father's ashes, as his two-handed technique requires only 2 fingers. John had called it, "I had tears in my eyes on the 11th and 12th frames." He said, "I couldn't tell you where the last ball went. I had so many tears just throwing it." In a Facebook post immediately following his 12-strike streak, John called it an epic night. "I can't express what tonight meant to me," he wrote. The Division I bowler admitted he bowled several 300-point games in his career, but this one meant a lot. His dad, who introduced him and his brother to the sport, had never achieved a perfect score. It's special. Dad shot 298 and 299.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that
Right?
really sucks.
Never had a 300.
Wow.
I had goosebumps, chills, Hinkle said. He was there. Brother Joe also joked, "This makes up for so many nights growing up when we used to sleep in a bowling alley while our parents finished league night." So yeah, so this guy, and there's a video out there of him actually, rolling
Using
that
it.
ball, and he just
Wow.
kind of, crumbles to his knees after he bowled.
Yeah, pretty emotional.
Yeah. So
That's pretty cool, though.
so he finally got his dad a 300 game. How bad would that suck to get it like a 299?
That's shitty.
Right?
'Cause
So
you're,
what
like,
do you
so
want me to do
frickin'
with
close.
you? What have you accomplished?
Oh, well, what haven't I haven't accomplished nothing in life. No, I won't say that. But I don't know.
Cremate me and shoot me into outer space.
I got you.
Oh, that's what you want. You want one of Elon Musk's rockets?
No, actually, through my work, we offer like 4 different options of like space
Whoa,
cremations.
really?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not like your whole body. So one of them is where they'll take your ashes and actually orbit it in a flight above the Earth, and then they'll bring it back down. So you can say that your ashes were in space.
In orbit.
There's another one where you can actually get it like shot up into outer space completely.
Huh.
That's
And
not safe.
then I think they have something on the moon, I want to say. Don't quote me on that one.
I'm like, do people just normally just shoot shit to the moon?
No.
You know the one thing of SpongeBob where the Christmas episode and they start shooting the bottles off and to the
That's
surface?
what you're imagining.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
No, it's not like that. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look. But there is also something really cool. We have a reef where you can actually be part of a coral reef in the ocean.
Oh, I've seen stories of that.
Yep.
But I didn't know that you could just shoot your shit into the space.
Yes.
Bye,
There's
Grandma.
like 3 or 4 different things. I'll have to double check it. And, if you're curious about like what options there are. Obviously the more intense ones where, they like literally shoot you into outer space and you're like
in there forever.
Right. Like that's
You're
pretty
going to end up in a
expensive.
galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, and it's not like they send up flights every month or anything. I mean, these flights are, spaced years apart. So
No wonder why aliens are coming here.
This is what exactly I was going to say. This is why aliens want to kill us because we're so.
Yeah, aliens are just driving along, and then all of a sudden they get hit by a fucking like
But
bottle of
no.
ashes, and they're like motherfucking rednecks down there on Earth. What the fuck are they doing?
No, it's I don't know all the specific details, but I think we're just a big science experiment, so the aliens know we're here.
Yeah, but this is why aliens just blend in with us. Our neighbors could be freaking aliens because of this situation that we're in.
Why? Because they stole human DNA.
Yeah,
from
they stole Grandma Susie's DNA out from outer space, came down like human.
I could just see, you're like an alien, you're flying your ship, and all of a sudden, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden,
Ashes.
And you got your little spaceship windshield wipers.
wiper.
Motherfucking Earth people. Oh, those sons of bitches.
Fucking dead people. No, but it's like such minute amounts of cremains.
Yeah.
You're not sending up a whole fucking urn, where you have all these urns floating out there, like in like like the what belt is that in between like Mars and Jupiter?
The
Kuiper belt, is that what it's called? I forget what it is.
You
But all like
nerds know better than me. I don't know.
It's like the asteroid belt in between them. It'd be like that, but with all the urns.
It's all clink, clink,
Yeah.
clink, clink.
And like dust.
Yeah, just dust popping up.
Okay. Yes, it's very infinite, right? And they all spread apart. So sooner or later, it'll just be all like gone, like how you just wash away something.
Yeah.
But sooner or later, because we're going out of space no matter what, like in a couple of years or something like that, we are going to go launch people to Mars. But like billions and billions of years into the future, you're like, oh, there's ashes. Well, we're like on a star or something.
This whole, planet will be exploded, and so we'll be all ashes anyway, floating around, right?
That's why they think that, that's why they're trying to get to Mars so quickly so that way we can survive.
Yeah. So that's crazy. But yeah, so I don't know what I would want my ashes put in. I don't know if I want to be cremated anyway, but I don't know.
You want to be in the dirt?
I don't know if I want to be in the
bugs.
worms and the bugs, and like my parents are in the wall, but still you get creepy crawlies in the wall too.
Oh yeah.
I've
been to mausoleums and they fucking reek.
Yeah, so
Like when they're not like those old ones that aren't sealed properly and don't have like the proper things. It's so gross.
Just put a little
and then you
air
get all
freshener
the gnats.
Oof.
Those are disgusting because you know what those come from.
Yeah. Ugh.
And you know what they are eating.
Okay, yeah. So, I don't know. So, is that what you want to be cremated? Is that your thing?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think I'd probably rather be cremated than buried, full body.
I do like the heat, so I don't know, maybe.
But if I had to choose, I think I would do water cremation as opposed to fire cremation.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yes.
So
It's becoming a more popular thing.
water cremation is just you just sitting in a pool of water,
And then you get
Well,
all
not
jellified and shit.
Well, no, it's you just have to look it up, but it's pretty much the same thing.
Huh.
You still get your ashes.
Really? That's weird. Water cremation.
That's hot.
That's what?
Hot.
Oh wait, never mind. We're not talking about fire.
Yeah,
That was my bad joke. Everyone, can we just
dun, 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 dun,
can we
dun.
just like
I think it's that
cut that
time,
Yeah,
guys.
it's about that time. But
Sorry.
yeah, if I were to have ashes,
I want to get turned into like a Lego brick or something.
a Lego brick.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
You can actually take your loved one's ashes and send them off to a lab, and they can create like gemstones to use in jewelry and stuff like that.
That's cool. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I want to get turned into a Lego brick.
Yeah. Hey, all right. So that's your dying wishes. You're gonna be put in a Lego brick, huh?
I'm gonna be put on the Lego brick and just set on the top of Levi Stadium, or like.
Yeah. See, that's the thing though. Is I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I'd like to have my ashes like thrown on, secretly thrown on Wrigley Field or something. But then who says Wrigley Field isn't gonna get torn down?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
A fucking Walmart or something. Yeah, so that's still weird, But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for today. Thanks for hanging out with us, talking about Tinker Swiss and the mortality, morbidity of being cremated and shit.
Yeah,
but so yeah, thanks guys. If you guys are tuning back in, we apologize for taking a couple weeks off here. It's just been hectic here, but we would like to. We were on a good streak too. We were like every week we were popping something out. So you gotta get back on that. I do know that there are voting out there for podcasts. We are in the funny category. We're in the comedy category for voting for this year's Paranormal Podcast Awards. So that link will be on our Facebook page. So if you guys want to go out and vote for us. Give us a vote for Ghost Freaking Talking. Yeah, I don't we're gonna win, but
I know it's a long shot.
We'll get you. We'll get you that link so you guys can go and vote for us. Also, make sure to check out our friend Mr. Hinkle Jaws at Etsy Shop, Mr. Hinkle Jaws, and check out his awesome stuff on YouTube as well. All right, guys. I am your humble host, Nick.
I'm Trenton.
And I am Mr. Nessie.
And as always,
everyone has a story to tell.
And
stay spooky.
Stay spooky.